Could you call this game child-friendly, except for all the gore I can see, of course? I mean, I don't think I would call it child-friendly. There's definitely a lot of, I mean, it depends what do we mean by child, you know? But there's definitely a lot of violence, and I don't know if you would call this game child-friendly. I don't know. Gore and booba, exactly. I mean, it's pretty much, you're gonna get gore and booba. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with both of those things, in my opinion. It kind of depends on what you want to expose your child to, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was obviously like, obviously it's fine streaming this game. It's obviously fine. There's no doubt that it's fine. It's like, people have been streaming this game for years, and there's a category on Twitch. People have been playing this game. There's like streamer that are streaming the game that are in contact with devs and people that work there. So like, yeah, it's all good. We typically play a lot of games. The whole family. Daughter has been playing WoW since she was 5. WoW is definitely a little bit more there's definitely it is graphical. It is graphical. There's cinematics that are going to show you, like, it's tough to know. It's like I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, it's totally fine, but I also don't want to be the guy that's like, hey, it's not fine, you know? It's like there is some pretty there's violence, there is, you know, like, I don't know what, you know. Personally, I don't think I would personally, I think I would be okay with it, you know. It's like, again, like I said, I don't know if we're talking about a 5-year-old child or a 14, 15-year-old child right now, you know what I'm saying? Genshin Impact was supposed to be child-friendly, but the game is full of innuendo, and don't get me started with Perfume Maker. Oh god, I don't even know what that means. Good day, Luxthos in chat. Yo, Sean, how you doing, buddy? Are you able to move the action bar from the bottom? No. That's where it sits. Yeah, I mean, even Shrek is full of, you know, like, even, like, kids' cartoon and shit is full of, you know, innuendo, so it's like, whatever. I don't think that's your biggest problem with this game. You know, you can go... Right. Are you able... Okay. Thanks. If she has Nightmare, I'll let her know that you told me to buy it for her. Wait, what? That's not what I said at all. What the... What the... How is that the information you got out of my... Yeah, sure. Blame me. Listen, when I was a kid, I was going through the VHS under the TV, and I was putting random VHS in the TV, and at one point, I didn't know, but I landed on The Silence of the Lamb. And for some fucking reason, The Silence of the Lamb was literally at the spot where he asked the guy, where he was about to throw the guy off the balcony, and I was like, oh... That is a nice image. I'm not going to take off my mind for the next... Yeah, I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. No, I was like 7 or 8, I think. It was great. It was a good time. I had like a couple of good nights of sleep afterward. I'm fine today, you know. I barely have problems sleeping. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. That really happened. That's a spoiler, sir? I mean, I didn't tell you who went over the balcony. I didn't tell you... Listen, it's fuck... I don't even know how old that movie is now. I think it's the second one. I'm not sure which one. I don't think it's the Silence of the Lamb. I think it's like the second one that they made with the... It's like after the Silence of the Lamb, right? The movie that came out. I think I was... Oh, so I was 12 years old. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's Annabelle. There you go. Not Silence of the Lamb. It's Annabelle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was like 12 or some shit. Listen, we didn't, you know... I haven't seen a lot of shit back then, so that was, You were 12 when Annabelle came out? I'm old as fuck. I'm 31 now. I was born in... Yeah. We didn't have rating back then? I mean, not only did we not have rating, but I mean... I don't think you were... Because, like, internet wasn't, you know... Internet was still, like... I mean, obviously internet has been out for a while, but, like... I feel like, you know, we weren't exposed to the... We didn't have, like, Netflix. We didn't have, like, so many movies and so many video games and so many sources of, like, entertainment and shit like that. Like, I don't think you were exposed to as much shit. I remember that I hated watching horror movie until I was, like, maybe 14, 15. I fucking hated horror. And now I fucking love them and they make me laugh. But, I hated Scary Movie when I was a kid because of that. I got like, there's like, I don't remember, there's 2 movies that scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. And now, like, I love Scary Movie. Like, it's just, you know, I think like, oops. Oh, I did a mistake because I'm talking too much. I did a mistake because I'm talking too much. When you get the mount, you're supposed to quit. You're supposed to learn it. Oh, that's a major leveling mistake. See, that's what happens when we're... See, that's really, really good. So now you guys know what to do. Oh, is it going to complete the quest from here, though? Let's find out. Nope, it doesn't. You have to go back there. You have to go back there. I watch horror movie till I was 5. Oh, really? Till I was 5? Wait, at 5 they said you're too old for this shit now? Or like, I don't know. So this is where you get your first mount. I kind of left from my... I kind of forgot I was doing this thing where I was just explaining shit. This is the quest where you get your first mount. And you pretty much gotta Alt-V, open it up. And you gotta summon in the circle here. And that completes the quest. There we go. And then you gotta go back down there. So, there we go. When you open your bag, you gotta make sure you equip all the new gear you got. Make sure you don't use any of the... consumables like these. You can use those later on when you're higher level, like when you're doing like harder content. Everything that has a little yellow card at the bottom, this is for your collection. So you want to learn these. You're gonna need like a specific amount of them to complete your adventure book. So learn every single one of them. Like for example, the Plague Spore you need 25, the book you need 10, and then all of those items you get by doing stuff, and then you're going to get reward as you complete the zone, which are really, really good. You can get some really, really good rewards in there. For example, this one is going to increase your stats permanently. It's just like a growth potion. Really, really good. A new emote, for example. So, a lot of cool rewards that you can get over here. There's 2 types of potion also in Lost Ark that I want to talk about. There's the healing over time potion, and there's the instant healing potion. So if you get a Founder's Pack, you're probably going to get those chests that are going to contain a lot of instant healing potion that are going to be rare or blue quality or purple quality even. Do not use those while leveling. Unless you're about to... Even if you're about to die, probably don't even use them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get access to these small potion. They're going to go into the F1 slot automatically. You're going to be showered in them. They cost almost nothing. Don't worry about using this. You're probably going to get too many. You're probably going to start getting the next level of potion before you're even done with these. But they're automatically going to cycle. So once you're done with the small healing, we're going to show you guys later on. But once you're done with the small, it's automatically going to fill in. This keybind here is automatically filling in potion. The healing over time one. So spam F1 as much as you need to heal yourself back. And don't worry about that. But anything that is like instant healing potion... If it's blue or purple quality, don't use it, I would say. All the green one, you can use them while leveling. It's not too bad, especially if you're about to die. You can consume these. But all the good purple quality potion that you're going to get from any Founder's Pack, don't use those. Make sure you keep those, for sure. This stream is making me seriously interested in the game. So what would you say about the world size and variety? Asking from a WoW dude. The world is definitely different from World of Warcraft. It's first of all, the world is mostly like it's not like an open space world. So you're not gonna go like seamlessly from zone to zone. You have to enter portal. There's loading screen, but they're pretty much mapped out. So it looks a little bit like what you would expect out of a Diablo map, for example. So it's very like path-esque. So like there's big empty area you can go into. So there's path you can follow. It's pretty big. Most of the map are pretty massive. There's a lot of different map you can explore. The world is massive, all right? The world is massive. Where I think the open space come into this game is when you start sailing with your boat. This is where shit starts to get like kind of insane. Is that you get access to a boat later on that literally allows you to navigate to any of these without any loading screen, right? I mean, obviously, you get a loading screen when you land on the continent, but the entire map is accessible through boat. There's different kind of island. You can click on any of these zone, and there's over like 70 to 90 island that are available that you can land on that have like specific rewards, and it's kind of insane. Each of those island is like Mococo seed or whatever the fuck. They have like resources. They have like a bunch of reason to go explore them. So you're gonna take your boat and you're gonna sail off and go wherever the fuck you want. But when you land on an area, it's not a big open map. So there's multiple region, but they don't really like there's nothing in between, right? If you click on a map, you get access to that map, right? So that's pretty much what it is. We're currently on this continent right here. As you level, you're going to encounter the major continent. So you're starting Artemis. You start here, right? And then you're going to move on. You're going to explore North Burn as well. You're going to explore most of these. You're going to explore this one as well. And later on, you get to the end game zone, like this one, for example, is one of the end game zone. So you're going to explore most of these as you go through. But each of them has a village like this, right? It's like it's all like that. It's all like that, right? So it's all like little maps like this. So the maps aren't necessarily like super open wide, but the ocean is gonna blow your fucking mind, right? The ocean is gonna blow your mind. This game is so dense in content, it's mind-blowing. It actually is mind-blowing how much fucking content is crammed. Oh, by the way, you don't need to kill these. You can just roll away and make sure you mention legacy skills if you haven't. Yeah, so we did talk a little bit about the legacy point earlier, that you gotta make sure every time your account levels, gotta make sure you level these. You can cancel the cinematic, and then you can just... So what I usually do is I run around like this, and I use my ability, right? And then you avoid... Oops. You avoid most of the attacks. You kind of just run around. You try to avoid his shit, you know? There we go. And then don't worry, just use potion. As soon as your health goes down, use them. Like I said, the gear, blue arrow. Just right-click everything that has a blue arrow while you're leveling. It's going to be fine. When you get to max level, that no longer works because you gotta know kind of what build you want to go for, right? As a WoW player, what is the word content? Yeah, definitely this game has a lot of stuff. It's like I think it's one of the MMO out there that has the most variety of content crammed into a game. Like, I think everybody can get their, like, people that like to collect stuff and achievements can have a lot of stuff to do in this game. People that like to do dungeons, people that like to do raid, people that like to do PvP. There's a lot of transmog and a lot of cosmetic shit like transmog, and you can dye your gear. There's player housing. You literally have an entire island to yourself. You have an entire fucking island where you can construct and do whatever the fuck you want on it. You can make a chair and put a chair anywhere you want on the island. You can put a fountain. You can put like buildings. You can craft the entire island to be exactly as you want it. There's going to be merchants that are going to land on your island where you can trade them to. In a future update, you actually have access to a manor that you're going to be able to decorate the entire interior of that manor. Am I pronouncing it right? Manor, right? It's insane. It's absolutely insane how much shit there is. That island is also going to serve you as your crafting station. So if you want to do crafting, you go there. You have a lot of workshop, and then you do your crafting there. You can queue up and craft potions and shit. It's really, really cool. That you're going to use all your material from. When we get to the material, we're going to go over it a little bit. But you have a material storage that is per slot basis. So you already see every type of material available. And every time you collect them, they automatically go in them. And this is pretty much almost infinite. So it's not going to flood your bag, right? Which is really cool. When you're done with something like this, right? Usually, you can use the Song of Escape to escape the zone. Or you can just leave and go back through the portal if you want to. But also what you can do is click the little thing here. And this is going to show you where the next step of the quest is. And then as you can see, it's right next to a teleporter. So I'm just going to click on it and teleport there. And I'm going to be right next to the quest. As a WoW player, can you comment on the endgame PvE content? Is it on par with Heroic WoW Raid, Mythic WoW Raid? Yeah, totally. If you mean in terms of difficulty, the difficulty of the raid in those games are insane. But there's different variant of difficulty. So I think if you want to push yourself and do some of the most difficult content, it's completely insane. It's on par with... It looks... the rating in this game reminds me a lot of... it's like a mix between... It reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy. A lot of the boss are platform boss that have crazy telegraph mechanics. A lot of cool music in there. Very, like, ambience kind of rating stuff. And very cool stuff going on. And it's like very, very, very epic battle fight on big platforms. And they have insane mechanics. Like it's very telegraph. You got to know where to go, and you're going to learn as you wipe. You know, you pull the boss. Okay, fuck, he does that ability in that quadrant. That means we got to move on the other side. Let's repeat. Let's do it. And then you learn as you progress the fight, and you adapt, and you know exactly where to move, where to go. It's going to be a big dance, and then you do as much damage as possible. It's fucking great. But there's also going to be, like, raids that are going to have trash. So you're going to kill trash, get to a boss, more WoW-esque. So you're gonna have the two kind of raid. There's gonna be raids that have trash and then bosses, and then there's gonna be raid that are just a boss that has multiple phase, and each phase can be completed as an entire fight. So for example, you're gonna have this amazing end boss raid, which you get there, and then you can complete the phase 1. So the phase 1 is gonna require you to do X amount of damage, and then once you've done X amount of damage to the boss kind of collapse or whatever. And then you get access to loot. Then you can go to the next phase. So after the next phase, he collapses, and then he stands back up, goes Super Saiyan 3, and then you kill him again, right? And then you get another set of loot. So depending on how good you are, how casual you are, or how hardcore you are in the game, you're going to be able to get more and more and more phases down, and you're going to get more and more and more loot. But the crazy thing, from what I understand, is even if you're not super hardcore and don't do the ultimate fucking end content, you're still able to progress. Because if you just do the phase 1, you're going to get less loot, but you're still going to get the loot, right? So it's actually pretty cool. I think everybody has the possibility to reach max gear score in this game. Even if you're a casual, it's going to take you a lot more time. But even if you're a casual, you're not necessarily doing like really, really hardcore rating. There is still going to be things that you're going to be able to do that are going to allow you to compete with other people in terms of gear. But the cool thing about Lost Ark is you don't really compete with anybody ever, right? You don't really compete with anybody else ever. Sorry, by the way, I'm missing so much question in chat. I'm really doing my best. As I explained, the chat just keeps going. What is the best value for Founders Pack? It kind of depends on you, right? It kind of depends what $100 is to you. Is it a lot? I think Platinum is insane. With the amount of coal transmog you get in there, you're going to get some insane fucking looking transmog in that that Platinum pack. You're going to get a really, really cool mount. You're going to get an insane amount of Royal Crystal. You're going to get a lot of value, right? But if $100 is too much, you can scale down. You know, you don't be afraid to scale down. It's only bonuses. Like I explained, it's only condiment on your hot dog, okay? The hot dog is free. The hot dog is free. Just don't go overboard. Don't like, you know, if you're gonna have to cut down on food because you pre-ordered, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's high value. I think Platinum is high. I think they're so full of value that I bought all 3 of them. I bought the Platinum, I bought the Silver, and I bought the Gold pack. I bought all 3 of them because they stack. Outside of the Head Start and the Founder's Title, everything else stacks. So yeah, that's yeah. So you pretty much you go with whatever you're comfortable with, go with whatever feels good, and go with that. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling my girl the hot dog. Oh God. All right. Can you do a quick run over how Founders Pack stack? They literally all stack. Everything about the Founders Pack stack except the Head Start and except the Head Start timer. and the founder title. Everything else is going to stack. Because the cat, for example, that you get in all 3 packages has different color. Which means that if you get the silver, the gold, and the platinum, you can pick all 3 color of the pet. And everything else is either stackable or they're not available in the other pack. So they're all ramping up, right? Do we need to spam the game if we invest in the platinum one, or you can play the game chill mode? You can always play the game chill mode. It doesn't matter what founder pack you buy. The game is just super chill. You can go hardcore, put a lot of time, get your gear score really, really high, and progress really, really fast. Or you can just take your time. It doesn't matter too much. Obviously, you want to progress at a certain pace if you want to keep up with the next tier of content. But if you don't care about keeping up with the next tier of content that's going to release, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. So, like, the game is going to release with content up to tier 3, which means they're pretty much releasing with 2 expansion. They're releasing with the base game, expansion 1, and expansion 2, which is the base game, tier 1, then you're getting tier 2 content, and you're getting tier 3 content. You're pretty much going to start the game, going to level up to 50, and then you're going to, you're going to go all the way up to 50, then you're going to start playing the game. You're going to do islands, you're going to do dungeons, you're going to do end game zone, you're going to start doing all your shit, and you're going to increase an item level and gear score, and then you're going to clear tier 1, then you're going to go into tier 2, then you're going to go into tier 3, and then you're going to wait for them to release more content. Then it's going to be tier 4 at some point, and then they're going to release more raids and more dungeons and more cool shit, and you're going to do that. But let's say that you're playing casually and you're not max gear score when tier 3 is over and tier 4 rolls over. You might do a little bit, you might have to do a little bit of work. The more, this game is all about like keeping up, right? You always want to like try to keep your gear score going. And it's pretty much everything you do is going to help you do that. No matter what you're doing in the game, you're going to progress your gear score. Pretty much everything will result in you gaining gold or either straight up material to increase your character power. So as you play the game, you're going to increase your gear score, and you just got to keep up. You just got to keep up. But if you don't, it's not a big deal. Just know that you'll have a little bit more work when new content release that you're going to have to catch back up, right? But then they have a bunch of catch-up mechanism. Let's say you take a break for a year. You can come back, pay for a boost. It's probably going to put your item level back up there. But at the end of the day, like, this game is fun. It offers good content. You want to play the content. The content is amazing. It's not really something you're in this game. You barely feel like you're doing stuff because you know how to do it. It's just you do it because it feels fun. Like, the class are genuinely fun. The raids are fun. The PvP is fun. Like, everything is just like a really, really good time, right? So in general, like, you're never gonna feel like, oh, I gotta do this fucking thing, you know? It's pretty exciting to throw like fucking nuclear bombs at monsters. So like, it's, you know, in general, it's really, really fun to just do things. This game does something really, really great. Is, yeah, you gotta grind a lot. There's a lot of things to do, but what you gotta do is fun, dude. It's like, it's so fun. Does the Trinity exist? No, the Trinity doesn't exist. Everybody is a DPS, but some DPS do a little bit less damage and have supportive roles. So that's going to be Bard, and that's going to be Paladin mostly. But Gunlancer is also, or Warlord Gunlancer. I mean, a Gunlancer in the West version has some support capabilities, but it's mostly a DPS. But then Bard and Paladin have shields, a little bit of healing, and also buffs for the entire party. They're going to be really, really good. They're going to be really, really good. They're very much needed. Those are like the two major roles. So you're pretty much just going to invite a bunch of DPS and 1 or 2 support, depending on what content you're doing. I think the rule is mostly 1 support per group. So a raid is going to be 8 people. So 2 groups of 4. So you're probably going to bring a Bard in one group, a Paladin in the other one, or 2 Pally, 2 Bard. Doesn't really matter. If you're doing a dungeon, you're going to bring 3 DPS and a support. You can also do the dungeon with 4 DPS if you want to. The supports aren't needed. They're just really fucking useful. Not exactly correct. It is just, it's not just a little less damage. You need a full support spec gear. Yeah, but they're still doing damage. Even in full support gear, you're still going to damage the boss. That's my point. I wasn't talking about like damage meter kind of, you know, they're going to be, when I said a little less damage is in terms of how much ability they're going to be using. Instead of all their ability, like I didn't mean damage-wise. Sorry if I misexplained that. But number-wise, you're going to do significantly less. I think it's like 50, 60% of the damage of a DPS or whatever. I mean, you're still going to damage, right? You're going to shield people. You're going to heal them. You're going to buff them. But after you're done doing that, you got to fucking help kill the boss, right? So you are a DPS with support capability. Those classes have access to builds that make them do more damage, but they're always going to be considered support. So I wouldn't go with the state of mind of like, oh, let me play a pally and I'll be a pally DPS. You're not. It's going to be awkward for everybody. You know, like it's the exact same thing as if you wanted to be like, you know, like a holy priest DPS in WoW. Like, sure, you can probably make it happen, but like everybody's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? If you want to be a DPS, just go shadow priest or whatever. You know, that's the same thing. Like support paladin is meant to be a support. Like the toolkit and everything around it is for that. But you have access to a DPS build when you're doing solo content, when you just want to have fun and blast shit in the wild and do your own shit. You can get yourself a set of gear to do more damage. But in raid, that's not going to be your role, right? All right, so we got a new ability called Rocket Barrage, but I think I'm going to put point in Gatling Gun. Like I said, Gatling Gun is really, really good. Howitzer as well in Napalm. Applies 30% more damage to opponent with lower health. That's pretty good. The cooldown of the skill is reduced. So it's 3-second cooldown. Skill damage is increased by 10%. We can go for 30% more damage on enemy lower. So support are tank support are the same role. There's no tank. There's no tank in this game. It's only DPS and only support. I posted the Food Network #1 rib in America on your Discord. Can confirm they're amazing. Holy shit. How's your weekend going, buddy? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. We had a chill little Saturday yesterday. Played a bunch of different games, including some League. We played some Pokemon as well Friday. That was great. I kind of want to play more Pokemon soon as well. And now we're just like going full into the hype of Lost Ark. Gunlancer is a DPS. Exactly. Gunlancer is a DPS with some damage reduction supporting ability. So that means that you're going to do most of your time, you're going to be DPSing. When you're out there, you're going to be DPSing as a Gunlancer. But then you're going to be able to shield your party a little bit to make them take reduced damage in certain scenario. But it's not needed, but it's kind of nice to have one, right? Every class is kind of nice to have one. I don't think there's any class where people go like, no, I'm not inviting. No, everything is nice. You go like, oh, this is nice for this. This is nice for that. Everybody has a room. Everybody does good. Everybody does. The PvE balance is actually pretty nice. There is a meta. There is classes that are like more meta and shit, but everything can clear everything and do everything. Supports are going to be extremely needed. They're going to be super wanted, but also they're not necessarily all the time required. So you can still do some kind of content without them. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, this whole stream is going to be on YouTube. So I'm going to take this whole stream and the whole leveling experience of my Artillerist. I'm going to cut it down. I'll upload it to YouTube. So you guys are going to be able to go watch. All the breaks are going to be taken out and shit. And it's just going to be like a nice little informative video. It's going to be just like a nice little informative video about like my thoughts and shit about the game. So. Corvus Games, thank you for the 5 months. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Support is required for raid or you will suffer. Don't know about dungeon. Yeah, exactly. So like I said, so your sentence is required or you will suffer. So that means they're not required, but it's going to be extremely more difficult without them. So that's why I'm careful with my word, right? So they're not required because it is possible to clear some of these dungeons without support, but you're just going to make it extremely more difficult on yourself, right? But nothing is really required, right? But, you know, yeah. For those of you that are new to the stream, by the way, when I talk about Luxboxes, we just did a Luxbox raffle for just right now. The more that you watch the stream, the more you participate into those raffle, the more Luxboxes you accumulate. And then when I do giveaways, you can use those Luxboxes to buy tickets for giveaways. For example, every time we get level 5 in the widget here, I do a giveaway for $20 Steam gift card. So every time we get the level 5 with the subs and the biddies and the follows, we're gonna do giveaways for Steam gift card. Also, every single Friday, I do big giveaway for Corsair peripheral, mouse, keyboard, all that stuff. So the more Luxbox, the more you watch the stream, the more ticket you're gonna be able to buy for those giveaways. Captain Blue Shell, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here, my friend, and thank you for the kind words. Absolutely love Blaster class. Oh yeah, Blaster is great, dude. Welcome and thank you for the follow. My first thought was that I want to be a Gunlancer so I can tank. Well, you're not going to be able to do that. Gunlancer cannot tank. They have access to a taunt, but it's mostly for positioning purposes. If you want to like taunt a boss and make him move a certain way, but bosses don't auto attack. They don't sit on a target and auto attack them. They constantly just use abilities that you got to dodge, that you got to move out of. So there's no tank in this game. There's nobody that's soaking like a tank, like a boss damage, right? There's maybe some mechanic that will require certain things to happen. But yeah, Gunlancer is not a tank. You're not going to be like, oh, you know, I'm going to tank, you know. If you want, you can go in a dungeon and be the first one to run into the monster to soak the damage. But most things are dodgeable. Even a ranged creature that shoots at you, you're just going to move out of the way. The projectile is just going to move over. And, you know, like there's no tank in this game. There's no tank. Yeah, exactly. Bosses have random aggro. You can taunt the boss for 5 seconds every 30 seconds, but that's mainly to debuff it. Any-game bosses can be taunted. There you go. Okay. That's my question. Was more if you want to play as 2, is it useful to take a support, or it's just shitty until playing in some group content? It's not going to be shitty. Obviously, when you play a support solo, you're going to do less damage, so it's going to take you a little bit more time to clear stuff. But it's going to be worth it in the end, because you're going to be repaid in people wanting the fuck out of you, right? People are going to fucking beg you to come do pretty much every content. So like, sure, your leveling experience is going to be a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more shitty and boring, maybe, because you're not going to like blow up everything like an artillerist, but you're going to be really need to roll, and everybody's going to want you. So it's like it balances out. We're going to go do the first dungeon of the game right now. As you can see, there's like 4 way to enter. So you can do normal, you can do hard, you can match, or you can solo queue. So there's no requirement to do anything at the hard mode, but you get more reward. I don't think it's, from what I understand, it's not worth doing hard mode. But for completion purposes in the adventure book, at some point, you're going to need to do every dungeon on normal and hard, I think. So what I do is I just do it on hard mode. It makes it a little bit more fun, less boring. You get a cool epic reward as well. And you get better gear, which is really cool. And that's pretty much it. When you're going to play the main game, there's going to be a bunch of people running around. So you're going to be able to match and have more people join the dungeon. And if that's something you want to do, and that's probably something I'm going to do, it's super fun. It's super engaging to play with other people, but it's not required. If you solo queue, everything is going to be scaled for one person to do it, right? One thing to remember now is right now I have a buff that increases my damage done and reduces my damage taken. It's like a leveling buff that the Russian server has. So I do 20% more damage and reduce 40% damage. So everything is going to seem extremely easy. Although nothing is going to be very much difficult in the leveling experience, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than what I'm going through right now. It's going to be a little bit different, right? Wodex, what's up? How you doing, my friend? There we go. Achievements are account bound. That's actually something I don't know, so I'm not going to answer that one. I don't know. If somebody in chat knows. I think achievements are account bound, though. I think achievements and collection books and all those things, I think everything out of that is account bound. But there is... So when things are account bound, they're not really account bound. I think they're server bound. So when people talk about account bound in Lost Ark, it's server bound. So pretty much everything that's like linked to your account is going to be done on a server. So if let's say you pick the server that we're going onto in Lost Ark, right? Let's say that we're going on to the regular server. Well, everything that I do is going to be on the regular server. I don't know how it's going to carry over to other server because it doesn't seem to carry over in the Russian client. But achievements, I think, because they're going to be linked as well with... there's going to be a lot of achievement with Steam, but like a lot of themes like these kind of thing right here, I don't know how they transfer from server to server. Because from what I understand, most of these don't transfer from other servers. So if I go on the other Russian server right now, it's like a complete reset for most of these things, including your gold, your shield, and all that stuff. All that stuff is more like everything is encased in one server. Yeah, it is really good having all of these things. It feels absolutely amazing having all of these things being account bound. It's really good. How you doing, Wodex? How's your day going, my friend? That's true. All classes are fine in solo group. It depends on the player. If you're bad, even an S tier class will be shit. There you go. Well, no change, but if you make an alt on another server, you need to do them again. I do wonder if everything transfer when you use server transfer. Apparently, some things don't, like your skins. Like the platinum skins, for example, apparently that's going to remain on the server you picked it on. Actually, not the skin, sorry, but the account, like, not the skin, but like the title, for example, I think those don't transfer, but I'm not sure. I don't want to comment on it too much, but I heard that those are whatever server you pick. That's going to be tough. I really, really hope they figure out a way to do that, because let's say that the server goes to shit and you want to transfer or whatever, you want to swap. I would love that if your things could carry over. That would be nice. It would suck losing the founder's pack. I don't want to spread misinformation regarding that, though. That's like something that I heard. I'm more asking chat if they know. I mean, I don't think anybody truly 100% knows, but is there a way to play the game right now in NA? No, you cannot play the game right now in NA because the game isn't released. The game will release on February 8th if you have the Founders Pack, or 11 if you don't have the Founders Pack. Right now I'm playing the Russian version. Dude, Artillerist is insane. Artillerist is amazing, huge burst, but can easily be countered in PvP. I mean, it's all about teamwork, right? It's hard to counter an Artillerist if your team is helping you out. If you're completely, like, in a pug and nobody really, like, helps you out. Also, there's, like, different build that you can do with Artillerists. I don't think every build is all about setting up your burst, right? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of bursts. There's a lot of bursts going on, and it is counterable. But that's going to depend also, like, how much the other team has going on for them. Like, if they're really, really, like, in sync and they help each other out really, really well, and they know to counter the Artillerist burst, then obviously that's gonna happen. But if your team is also there and they peel for you and they help you out as you're doing your burst, then you know, no offense, Lux, but you were able to 1v2 at Artillerists when you were learning in PvP. It is really good. It is really, really good. Yeah, it is absolutely great. I think there's a reason this class is called the Pub Stumper or the Noob Stumper. It's because when people don't know how to help and counter this class, then this class will literally shit on everybody, right? Because, like, it has, like, such a crazy wombo combo. But when you learn about it and you learn how to counter it and how to play around it, then this class doesn't become necessarily, you know, as... It lowers down in effectiveness, but in early skill level... Even as I was learning the class, I was able to 1v2 people and shit because of how insane the combo is. But then as soon as I was facing really, really good player, then I would have to change my playstyle and adapt, right? I can't always go for the wombo combo. But I think that's what's great about the game. You don't have one build. There's a lot of playable build that you can go for. You can go for the wombo combo to stomp like a bunch of noobs if you want to. Or you can go for more like a group-oriented playstyle where you're going to offer a little bit more control. And you're going to have, like, a lesser... You're not going to have as many big nuke. You're going to go with 1 or 2 nukes, but your other ability are more going to be about controlling the battlefield, controlling people, and you're going to become more of a team player more than a just, like, solo go in and get random kills by yourself, right? Trevi, thank you for the Prime, my good friend. Thank you for the brand new Prime. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the channel. Kind of like most class, though, if you know what you're doing and don't screw up your cooldown, you become a PvP god. Yeah, but a lot of classes are going to resolve around getting a couple hit here and there, right? I think from what I understand in PvP in this game, it's all about getting a chain of CC on somebody, either starting with staggering or a stun or whatever. You're going to stagger people, stun them, get a little bit of damage out, and then pull away, right? And then you're going to keep poking like that. But there's a lot of class that are going to be like, you know what? As soon as I got you, I'm going to try to remove fucking 50% of your HP, like Artillerists. Artillerists, especially in those early level, if I get you with my Gatling gun, I roll to you, I stun you, and nobody helps you, I will remove over 50% of your HP. But it's really, really difficult in this game to 100% zero somebody. You cannot 100% zero somebody in like an instant. It takes a lot of poking around and a lot of it's like, I mean, I'm talking 1v1. Obviously you can get 100-0 if you get 3 people on you, 100%. But for only one class to get you from 100 to 0, it's not going to happen in a blink of an eye. It takes a little bit, you know, like this game doesn't, you know, it takes a little bit. Even like the strongest combo with Blaster doesn't 100-0 somebody. You got to land the combo twice to kill somebody, right? And I think Artillerist is considered to be one of the most bursty class in the game. There's a lot of other bursty class, though. Like, I think Sorceress is going to be very, very bursty. There's going to be a lot of other classes as well that can do, like, really, really good bursts. But Artillerist is known for this, like, wombo combo kind of goal, and you can remove, like, over 50% of the HP of somebody in a combo. So if you do it twice, they're dead, right? So, yeah. You can do the history mission in group, yes. But right now, because I'm on the Russian server, there's not a lot of people leveling. Because there's not a lot of people leveling, there's barely anybody doing the story content. So I'm kind of by myself right now. But everything is tuned to be doable as solo and in group, so. Which founder pack did you get? I got all 3. I got silver, gold, and platinum. Because I'm a big nerd. I'm a big nerd. But one thing that I'm going to be doing for my playthrough is that I am never going to use... one thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing entirely... outside of the Founders Pack, I'm going to be going entirely free to play. Which means that I am not going to use any of the items to sell them on the auction house to generate gold to increase my character progression. I'm not going to do that ever on my characters, pretty much. At least that's a goal that I'm giving myself. I want to be 100% free to play. Because I want to show an example for people. I want to use my stream to be able to show an example to people, to convince them that you can 100% play the game without investing any amount of money. I bought all 3 Founders Pack, but it's mostly for cosmetic. Most of the Royal Gem are going to be 100% used to buy cosmetic just to look badass. That's literally all I'm going to do with that. Obviously, I'm going to get a bunch of chests, which are going to contain a bunch of potion, but I wouldn't call that pay to win. You're just getting a bunch of potion that you can use for the raids and shit. I mean, you can call that whatever you want, right? But that's one of the things that I want to do. Outside of buying the Founders Pack, I'm never going to buy anything else to further progress my character. Everything that I'm going to buy in this game is going to be skin, mounts, all the cool looking shit, but I'm never going to directly spend money to try to advance my progression. Because it is possible to do that, but I'm never going to do it because I want to show people that it's possible to have pretty normal progression without spending any money. There is transmog mechanic, yes, and it has... Artillerist has some of my favorite fucking skin, dude. Like, look how badass this shit is. I mean, look how fucking badass this shit is, dude. And this is crazy because I think the platinum transmog for this class looks even better. It looks absolutely insane. But like, this one is one of my favorite transmog. Like, I really like the wings in the back. The gun with the giant claws, dude. Oh my god, the color is amazing. I really, really like the mask as well. This class, man. Oh, fuck, man. I'm so excited. I'm getting this transmog. I don't care what it takes. I'm getting this thing. You know, and I'm probably gonna buy, I don't know, like probably one of the fucking cool fucking wolf robot mount to go on it or some shit. I don't care. I'm gonna look badass, dude. I don't care. While playing 12 hours a day? Yeah, exactly. While playing 12 hours a day. But I mean, that's what most MMO are about. Like, MMO is usually time spent equals progression in the game. Like, that's just how it's kind of always been for most MMORPG. You know, like, there's obviously exception to that. There's games that are going to be more horizontal progression instead of vertical progression, like Guild Wars. Guild Wars is going to be very, very heavily into a lot of horizontal progression. So you can reach, like... But this game has crazy vertical progression. And if you're not okay with that, it's probably not the game for you. Because a lot of the content resolves around that gear score and that grind. If you enjoy that grind, it's going to be fucking amazing. And you're going to be it's going to feel even better if you do it without investing money. Because you don't need to. This is Artillerist, by the way, for the person that was asking the question earlier. Wait, what am I doing? My keybinds are different than when I play on my other guy. Whoops. Lux, I'm actually stoked for this game. Yeah, it's gonna be great. You want to see the sharpshooter? You said sharpshooter. Sharpshooter is Hawkeye, right? The transmog are really, really cool for that one as well. Especially like that one. Looks badass as fuck. They really embrace the thematic of the class. They look really, really cool. I still have the link. Yeah, exclamation mark play now. UI cannot be customized. Very sad about that. It cannot be customized too much, but I think it is one of the best default UI out there. I think it is one of the best default UI out there. You excited, Stitterex? That's awesome. They don't tolerate add-ons? Yeah, it's not made for it's not made for add-ons, yeah. I'm definitely going platinum just for cosmetic. Yeah, 7,000 crystal is going to go a long way. I mean, you can get an example of what 7,000 crystal is going to get you, but we don't know if it's going to be the same ratio, right? We don't know. But let's say that you get 7,000 crystal. As you can see, this transmog is 700. So like I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be the same value. If they are the same value, then you already kind of see how much value you're going to get, right? You're going to be able to buy a shit ton of these. Yeah. But that's the problem. We don't know if it's going to be if it's going to remain the same. Awesome stream, mate. I just got here. What are you going to main on launch? This class. I'm going to be an Artillerist main. Which is why I'm doing a re-leveling of the class, so I can kind of talk over some points and, you know, kind of experience the leveling experience again, because I fucking love this class. It's just so fun to play. By the way, every destructible in this game, all destructible objects don't have health bar. You kill them by hitting them a certain amount of time. So it's literally no use in using like massive ability. But if you have ability that hit very, very fast repetitively, like the Gatling gun, it's really, really good to destroy them, right? Like if you have things that do like damage over time, like what I just did right there, it's eventually gonna kill it, right? But like if I would throw my biggest nuke on that guy, it would literally do nothing, right? Because it's all about how many times you hit it. Show me the costume for Artillerist dog. I just did show it. I'm gonna maybe when we take a lunch break later, I'm gonna go through all the skins. All right, how about that? How about that? Because otherwise I'm gonna have to go through all classes. When I take my lunch break later on in a couple of minutes, I'll go through every skin and I'll show you every single one of them on stream. I'll go through every class and I'll show you the skin. I'll also show you the platinum skin. I'll show you every single one of them. There we go. Is he viable in endgame raid? Every class is viable in endgame raid. Artillerists do a crazy amount of damage. You just gotta... Every class has its difficulties, right? So Artillerist doesn't have a lot of mobility. So you can't be behind on following mechanics, right? If you gotta know where... You gotta know where things are heading. Because you gotta be able to move a little bit in advance, right? Because you're not gonna be able to dash to your location. You're gonna be able to dodge roll if you want to, but you should keep those for when you need it more than like just to move around, right? Obviously. So as you can see, one of the reasons I don't like and shot in the missile is because they have really, really small radius. This class later on gets like some insane radius ability that are gonna allow you to almost one shot like half the screen, right? Later on, this class gets like really, really good ability, especially like flamethrower, airstrike. The turrets are fun to play with, plasma storm, and missile bombing. Those are going to be like the biggest things you're going to get, and then you're pretty much going to drop off all those little shots. And the play style is going to be a lot more about like, hey, roam around, pull everything, oh, one shot. You know, that's what the that's what the class is all about here. I hope people know the Paladin class is support. I mean, they're going to have to because people are going to tell them. You might end up fighting a couple of people that don't care, but I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. You cannot prevent people from doing whatever the fuck, right? But I mean, I heard you're supposed to put all your point in agility. Is that true? You don't have points to put in this game outside of PvP. So when you do PvP, you have points to put in. But in this game, there's no, like, you don't put your points in agility. You don't, like, agility comes from gear. It's naturally going to have agility on all the gear that you get. So the gear you drop is automatically, so as you can, I'm going to go ahead and look at my inventory. I have a couple of items here that are red, which means I can't equip them. So I'm going to put them at the bottom, right? So what you can do here, I have these items that I'm going to be able to equip later on. What I can do is you can press Alt and then click on those, and it's going to lock them here, which means when you sort the item, they're not going to be affected by it, right? So then they're just going to be stuck at the bottom here. I have these pens that are better. Let's go ahead and equip those. I have these 2 items for my collection thing. Let's do those. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to dismantle everything else. You have access to these buttons here that are going to load up every quality that you press, but I don't want these to go in there because I want to equip those later. So I'm just going to dismantle these, dismantle, and then I'm going to get these junk item. And when there's the little bag here, it means that the only thing to do with this is sell it to the vendor. It's literally, this is money. That's all it is. You do take all. There you go. Sort. We're good. As you can see, I did get a... Thank you, Mr. Hans. Thank you for the resub. As you can see, I got a recovery potion that is green quality. It restores my health instantly. That one goes onto a different keybind here at the bottom. These you can use. They're not going to be much useful when you raid. But the good potion, the blue one and the epic one that you're going to get from your bundle, if you get the Founders Pack, do not use them. Put them in your pet storage and never touch them again until you start raiding. Because they have a lot of value.